Saif leaned back against the cold wall of the alley, his head heavy with regret. The noise of the busy marketplace surrounded him, but in his heart there was only silence, an aching emptiness. He had strayed too far. The boy who used to help his elderly neighbor, the man who once smiled at children and gave generously to the poor, had become someone he barely recognized. Over the years, greed had overtaken him. He lied, cheated in business, and turned a blind eye to those in need. Now, as he sat alone, the consequences of his choices weighed heavily on him. His thoughts drifted to his mother, her gentle reminders echoing in his mind. Saif, remember what Allah says in the Quran. Indeed, Allah commands you to render trusts to whom they are due, and when you judge between people, to judge with justice. But Saif had ignored her advice too many times. He chose the path of ease, of quick wealth, and now that wealth seemed more like a curse than a blessing. The breaking point had come just a few days ago. A poor man had come to Saif's stall, begging for help. His family was starving, and all he needed was a little food. But Saif had refused. He had grown too comfortable with his riches and saw no need to lower himself to charity. That night, as he lay in bed, he couldn't shake the image of the man's despair. His conscience, which had been dormant for so long, stirred painfully awake. The next morning, Saif had gone to the mosque for the first time in months. He sat in the back, his head lowered, unsure if he even belonged there anymore. The Imam spoke of moral conduct, of how the believers must live their lives in a way that reflects the teachings of the Quran. Do not take advantage of your wealth or position, the Imam said, his voice clear and firm. For Allah has said, and speak to people good words, and establish prayer, and give zakah. Each word pierced Saif's heart. He knew he had failed to live up to these teachings. After the prayer, Saif sought out the Imam. I've lost my way, he admitted, his voice trembling with guilt. I've ignored the teachings of the Quran. I've wronged people, and I've let my own selfish desires control me. What do I do now? Is there any way back? The Imam placed a hand on Saif's shoulder, his eyes kind but serious. Allah is merciful, Saif. He forgives those who turn to Him with sincerity. But you must not only ask for forgiveness, you must act upon it. The Quran says, and those who, when they commit an immorality or wrong themselves, remember Allah and seek forgiveness for their sins. And who can forgive sins except Allah? Start by making amends for the wrongs you've done. Give to those in need, and treat people with the kindness that was once in your heart. Saif nodded, overwhelmed by the Imam's words. He felt a flicker of hope, a light that had been absent for so long. Over the next few days, he sought out the people he had wronged. He returned the money he had taken unfairly and apologized for his dishonesty. To the poor man he had once turned away, Saif gave food and money, offering not just charity, but his time, listening to the man's story with genuine concern. It wasn't easy. Saif's wealth diminished quickly, and the business that had thrived on deceit was now struggling. But in his heart, he felt peace. He remembered the words of the Quran, "Those who spend in charity, by night and by day, secretly and openly, they will have their reward with their Lord, and they will have no fear, nor will they grieve." This reward was not material wealth, but a sense of contentment, a spiritual richness that no amount of money could buy. One evening, Saif's mother visited his modest home. She noticed the changes in her son's demeanor, the humility in his voice, and the lightness in his steps. "I see you've returned to the man you were meant to be," she said. her eyes shining with pride. Saif smiled, grateful for her patience and her unwavering faith in him. As he knelt in prayer that night, Saif whispered his thanks to Allah for his endless mercy. He knew that the road to righteousness was ongoing and that his trials were not over. But he also knew that as long as he stayed true to the teachings of the Quran, he would never be lost again. The guidance of Allah, through His words and commands, had brought Saif back to a path of moral conduct, one that was illuminated by faith, justice, and compassion for others. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. Your support means everything to us. We hope you enjoyed Saif's journey and found some inspiration in his story of redemption and faith. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment below. Whether it's your favorite moment or something that resonated with you. And remember, we're all on our own paths to righteousness, and every step counts. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.